Right. So on just a couple minutes early for the self-love training. Super exciting. One way that I love to practice self-love is through smell, food. All right. So we have just a couple minutes before we start. If you can clear your space, grab a journal. I'm really, really excited. I'm going to post the link for the follow along workbook just in case you don't already have it. If you're here with me live, please comment where you're coming from and what excites you most about self-love. So there's the follow along workbook. I just printed it out. So one thing I love to do is just drink water, clear the space, smell really yummy. Okay. All right. So once it hits 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will kick this off. What I want you to all know is that this is going to be interactive. This is going to be engaging. So please, please, please comment, engage with me. Let's make this about community connection. Get ready, grab your pen, get the follow along workbook, get yourself comfortable. And then all of you that are watching right now, please put it into the comments where you're coming from and one way that you practice with self-love. Hey, Brandy, Colorado, babe. Yeah, before I moved to Costa Rica, I lived in Colorado for 4 years. Nice. New to the whole self-love thing coming from New York. We have Melissa from New York. Exciting. Everyone hopping on, sharing where you're from. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will get started because I have so much I want to share with you. I would love that as we're sharing, as we're diving into self-love, if there's moments, aha things that just come up, snap a photo, share it on your social, give it to a friend. Let's make self-love something that we share with other people and inspire other people to get on this practice of putting yourself first. So if you're with me, you're feeling this, let's make self-love a practice, a daily practice. So thank you everyone for chiming in, for sharing. Just want to do a couple things before we dive in. So grab the workbook if you don't already have it out. We are going to get started into all the good things in just a moment. Give me a second here. Keep sharing, keep chiming in. Remember, if you get big aha moments, big takeaways, share it with your friends. We are going to dive in. So this is the Cultivating Self-Love free training. It is a part of the Live Your Yoga mentorship where the women just are like, why haven't I been putting myself first? So let's dive in. This is about rediscovering your gifts, dusting off any dirt, any clouds, and really truly allowing you to see your greatness and the gifts that you have, because you are special. You are special. I want you to share in the comments one thing that makes you, you. Share with us one thing that makes you so damn special. Put it in the comments. Let us know that you're here. This is how I have found a self-love journey. I was in a relationship from the time I was 14 until the time I was 27. And I didn't know who the hell Amber was because I only knew who Amber was when she was with Lyndall. I only knew who Amber was when she was with Nestor. And when I became single, I was like, who can I love? Because I definitely don't love myself. And I was so lost. I was so sad. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I wanted to wear. I didn't know what I wanted to eat because I was always with somebody else. I was always giving myself to someone else. And then I just had me, and I was like, what the heck am I going to do with her? And that's when I found yoga, meditation, pranayama. And this is where I created the Live Your Yoga mentorship. So what I want you all to know is today we're going to dive into the 3 malas and the ways that we lie to ourselves. Then I'm going to dive into the Live Your Yoga mentorship, open up an offering for anyone that wants to join into the program, as the program is starting enrollment at the end of this call. And I'm also going to share with you guys a free guided meditation, and I'm going to do a live yoga class on self-love, and we get to pick the dates together. Who's excited about doing a self-love masterclass together? You guys excited? Can I get a yes? It's the geckos. Can you guys hear me? What you guys are hearing is the cicadas right now, and I cannot shut the cicadas off. It's the cicadas. I'm sorry. I cannot shut them off. This is the time of year. Cool. Excited. Yep. We will do a live yoga class together. Awesome. So please forgive me. The cicadas will not go away. They're going to be with us the whole time. I have to share my life with them. I go to do like a recording of a meditation or something, and they're always here. Okay. So please do forgive me. I will share with you all the guided self-love meditation after this, and we will be doing a live self-love like yoga masterclass on another date, because today I just have so much I want to share with you. Grab your pens, grab your journals, and please right now, shut off your phone. If you want to show a practice to love yourself, turn your social media off. You can take photos and share them later. Tell your friends about this, but for now, let's be here together. Okay? Getting a lot of hell yes. Yeah, go ahead, sign off. You have to listen to the cicadas. There's no choice. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a self-love in self-inquiry. What we're going to do is see the clouding that blocks the way in which we can see ourselves in the inner radiance. So number 1, this is Ananava Mala, self-obsession, insecurity, and low self-esteem. When we find ourselves in Anavamala, we become delusional. When we're delusional, we become so insecure that we become so obsessed with ourselves. It's like you get so focused on the zit on your face that you can't see the bigger picture. And so, for example, like if I was teaching a yoga class, and in this yoga class, everything was so good, but I forgot the left side. Instead of focusing on the great class that I delivered, all I focused on was missing the left side. It's the same thing. Instead of focusing on like how amazing you are or how many gifts you have to share with the world, all you do is focus on the extra weight around your hips or the zit on your face. When you live in Ananavamala, you tend to magnify the negative aspects of yourself so that you can't see anything else. This is a great example. This happens with anyone who's ever suffered with body dysmorphia. I have. Years ago, people would tell me, "Oh, you have such a great body, Amber." And when I looked in the mirror, all I saw was the places I needed to tone up and slim down. Who here has ever been living in Ananavamala so much that they can't see the truth? Anyone? Share with us a time. The terrible buzzing noise is the cicadas. There's no way to get rid of it. I'm very sorry. That is the jungle. Yeah. And so if you have an Anavamala, what you need is community. What you need is supportive friends that can call you on your bullshit. One of my teachers, Amy, calls this demollifying. You need someone to come to you and tell you the lies that you're telling yourself. A way to practice getting out of an Anavamala is when you're on your yoga mat, rather than trying to be perfect, practice acceptance for your wobbly legs. Laugh if you fall out of a pose. Anyone been living in an Anavamala so delusional that they can't see their gifts, and they have a friend that calls them on their shit and helps them get out of an Anavamala? Bianca says, I have. I feel like it stems from all the negative talk from my father while growing up. Yep, totally. I feel like I fall short in homeschooling, but I'm told I'm not. Yeah, exactly. So now if you go over and you look at the follow along workbook, you can answer these questions. What are some of your insecurities? What are some things you think about yourself that you don't want anyone else to know? What are lies you have told yourself that simply just aren't true? Share with us an example of a negative thought, something negative about you, or the way you looked, and then you had a friend come and demollify you. Are there things in your life that others tell you you're great at, but you find it hard to believe or have confidence to own it? Do you believe that your superpower, what do you believe your superpower is? Think about this. I want you all to really sit right now and think of one thing in your life that is a superpower that makes you so damn special. What is something that you get complete complimented on a lot? I'm not doing enough for my kids that are living with us. What are some things that you are doing for your kids? And if your kids are living with you, is that not enough? If you find any of these questions challenging, then you're doing the work to uncover the masks. Malas are cloaks. It's the ways we hide. It's the ways we hide behind ourselves. It's our shadow. We can't change what we don't bring to the surface. We can't heal what we don't look at. Your homework is to ask the question again and again and again until you come up with another answer and another answer. I'm insecure and I have no self-worth. My superpower, I am told, is my ability to teach. What a gift. Not everyone can teach. That is such a gift. To feel like you're not a good mom, it's like, but what are the things that you do for your children? Kathy, Jasmine, Monica, what do you already do for your kids? What are your kids grateful for? What are the gifts that you share? And to Ananavamala, all of you that are feeling like bad moms, how many times has your kids thanked you or been grateful? And also at the same time to know that it's a challenge to be a mom because you're not a superhuman. And we get into that in the second mala, which we'll get there now. So one example I'll share with you on Anandavamala. At the beginning of my teaching yoga career, I loved teaching yoga. Yet I was so insecure. I was judgmental upon myself. My students would write me notes, send me text messages, tell me how much they loved my class, my way with words. And it took me 5 years to really build up the confidence to believe that. And even now, I still have butterflies and a little bit of anxiety when I teach. But I needed my community. I needed my friends. I needed my people to remind me that I do have a gift, that I am a good teacher. And so maybe you need to go around your mom or your friends so that they can remind you that you are a good mom. So you can answer these questions for Anavamala, delusion, where you don't see yourself as you really are because you're so obsessed with your flaws, with yourself. This is Anandavamala. Now we get into mala number 2. This is the mala of object, out there. This is where you become so obsessed with what other people think that you are deceptive. Put it in the comments below if you're a people pleaser. Are you someone that is trying to make everyone else happy? That you're saying yes to everyone else except yourself? This mala is Maya-e mala, mala number 2. This is where we hide from ourselves and we play small because we're so afraid of what other people think about us. The best example I have of this is in a honeymoon stage in a relationship where we hide and we only show the parts of ourselves we think someone else will like and love. And we hide the parts of ourselves we don't think that they will accept. Have you ever held in a fart? Not wanted to poop around your partner? Not stayed the night somewhere because you didn't want to have morning breath? In the beginning of a relationship, are you guilty of only showing parts of yourself? The ones you think that they'll like, the ones that you think they'll love. It takes, 6 months, and then we start to really show ourselves. We get a little bit more angry. We get a little bit more vulnerable. We get a little bit more real. Let me give you a couple more examples. My ex-boyfriend was an amazing human being, except when he was around me and his mom. And then he was just an asshole. So the external world thought he was this great person. But in the back show, he was treating the people that loved him the most like shit. Deception. Putting on a show for other people. Ever been in a relationship with someone that was so awesome, but behind closed doors treated you like crap? This is Maya-e mala. Maybe you're guilty of being that person. And then this is so good because for all of you moms, this is going to really resonate with you. When I was 12, I found my dad's ashtray, and for some reason, I don't know why, I was going through his ashtray and I realized that his cigarettes was actually a joint. And I remember saying to my sister, "Oh my gosh, my dad's got weed. Like, this is green." And I was just like, "My dad, no way." And that's when I realized that my dad was a human, and so we put on a show for our kids. We don't want them to see us, you know. My ex-husband, who was a narcissist, totally. Ever found out that your parents were human, but they were putting on a show like they were perfect? After my dad died, I found out like he used to party, he used to go to shows, he used to smoke weed. I found out all these things about him, but I didn't know him because he was so obsessed with what his kids thought that he put on a show. And yeah, I get it. You have to sometimes. So, can you remember the first time in your life that you remembered your parents were human? Maya e mala is where you keep your thoughts, feelings, and opinions to yourself because you're so afraid of not being liked. We all want to be liked. We all want to be loved. It's a deep human desire. In relationships where you stay quiet because you don't want to cause problems, you're living in the cloak, you're living behind a shadow of Maya e Mala. If you get caught in this Mala, it can cause you to be so dishonest with yourself and with others. And so perhaps when you go out to restaurants, you order certain foods because you're with certain people, or you wear certain clothes. So to demollify this one, you have to make this commitment, and it's a hard one, to be honest, no matter what the consequences. A practice of surrendering what other people think is a vow to live a truthful life. How can you truly love yourself if you're so obsessed with what other people think? That you're not saying yes to you because you're saying yes to other people. How could you actually have a daily self-love practice? And so this commitment, so number one, Ananava Mala, this is delusion, so obsessed with yourself, and you need community to demollify you. Number two, this is where you're so obsessed with out there that you need to come in here and commit to being honest. So in a new relationship, let the farts out, burp, let your morning breath be seen. Share who you are because all aspects of you are loved. Do you not love those parts of your partner, the quirky parts, more than anything else? The ones that just push you, turn the key, bother you the most? Is this resonating with any of you guys? Can you share with me an example of where you've been living in Maya e Mala, people pleasing, living in a relationship where you can't be honest, wearing certain clothes, eating certain foods to please other people? Who here is feeling this? Put it in the comments below. Takeaways, share with me. No, not the farts. Yeah, I totally relate. Who wants to someone around? But it's like, we all fart. We all poop. We all pee. We all have bad morning breath. We're all human. So why hide? I've been married 13 years and still holding my farts. I love it. Now the challenge is your husband's going to be like, wow, Bianca, like, I didn't think that you farted. I didn't know. You're human. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I love it. I want others to be happy and satisfied, so I don't think of me first. But then are you loving yourself, Kathy? To not put yourself or think about yourself, how can you love yourself? So some questions to ask yourself. Have you ever kept your thoughts, feelings, or opinions to yourself because you were afraid if you spoke, you wouldn't be liked? Are you a people pleaser? Do you pretend to like things when people are around? Do you dress differently than you'd like to? Or change yourself in any way? If so, how? What are a few examples in your personal life where you were Maya e Maloim? So that's number two. Number three, karma mala. Karma mala is confusion, the cloak of helplessness. Karma is to do, to act. And if you get caught in karma mala, you become powerless because you can't do anything. It's like, I put my head in the sand. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not looking at this. I'm going to hide. Ever had a power nap, a stress nap? Ever shut your cell phone off and it's like, I'm not dealing with this? This is when life gets so overwhelming, you just shut down and you shut off. This is when you have Ananava Mala, number one, and Maya E Mala together. How many of you here have ever just shut off, shut down, and shut up? Like so done, so over it that you clocked out completely, like, I'm not doing anything, can't do anything, nothing's gonna work, and just in a complete pity party. How did you get out of it? What got you back to taking action? What changed? What shifted for you? The way to demollify this one is you have to deal with your shit. You have to deal with it so that you don't explode. It affects everyone around you if you don't let it boil. You have to let it boil. You have to let it be expressed. Because if you don't, a health crisis will occur. You'll get injured, you'll get sick, you'll become depressed. Someone's going to have to take care of you. Your parents are going to get involved. It's going to cost lots of money. This in Karma Mala is like, I've hit rock bottom. But you can't be an enabler if someone has hit rock bottom. I think about my mom, who was constantly saving my brother his whole life. She was helping him until he went to prison, and she couldn't do anything about it. And he hit rock bottom. And, he had to hit rock bottom because now he's such a better person. It got him to take action. It got him to change his ways. So if you find yourself in rock bottom, if you find yourself in that place, know that you are not alone. Ask for help. Get support. Practice with other yogis. Have people around that demollify you. You are safe to be vulnerable. Be around people that won't judge you or test or trigger your weak spots or take advantage of you. Your job is to believe them when they tell you you can do it. They're there, your community is there to hold up the mirror and to snap you out of it. These are the people that won't lie to you. These are the people that you can count on and you can trust. Put it in the comments. When was the last time you shut down and you just shut off? What happened? Did you have a heartbreak that left you closing out from the world? A hard conversation that rather having the conversation, you didn't deal with it? I think the buzzing noise has gone down a little bit. It's not completely gone, but it's not so intense. Welcome to Costa Rica. So, 3 malas. Number 1, Ananava Mala. This is delusion. So obsessed with ourselves that we can't see. Number 2, deception. So obsessed out there that we say yes to the external world and we're making everyone else happy that we lose self. And number 3, we get so caught in 1 and 2 that we're confused, we're lost, and we're like, forget it. I'm done. I'm clocking out. And so if we're living in those 3 malas, any of them, how can we be truly loving ourselves? So, my question to you is, what is self love? And how can you love yourself on a daily basis? Put it into the comments one word, just one word that you think of when you think of self love. If you're here live, please comment, share. We want to know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Yeah, Amanda, I'm glad you were able to turn the volume down. It's not so bad. I think at night it's a little bit worse. Self-love, peace, quiet time to myself, nourish, grace. I don't know how. Respecting your own self, valuing your worth. Good ones. Truth. How? Not sure. All right. Wow, it stopped. That was intense. He was going for like 30 minutes. Okay, we have a break. Let's celebrate it. Okay, so here is my invitation for you. Self-love. Contemplate this idea of what it means to love yourself. I want to know from you, how do you like to give and receive love? Is it through acts of service, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation? How do you like to be loved? Gifts, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, quality time. How do you like to be loved? Do you want to spend time with yourself? Do you want to buy yourself gifts? What are different ways? Quality time, physical touch. Do you know your love language? I'm going to post it into the chat. If you don't know it, I'm going to post it. So there's 5 different love languages, and it's good to know, like, do you want physical touch? Do you want quality time? Do you want to receive gifts? Do you want acts of service? Do you want words of affirmation? Is all of the, of course, all of the above is acceptable. And with that being said, I want you all to write this question down. What do I need in this moment? If someone dies, you're going to want love in another way. If you're feeling sad, you're going to want love in another way. If you're feeling happy, inspired, and excited, you're going to want love in a different way. Love is received in many different facets, so write this down. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to write down on a little sticky note, what do I need in this moment? And hang it on your bathroom or above your toilet. And ask yourself every single day, what do I need in this moment? How many of you on a daily basis check in with yourself and ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? There's different ways to love yourself. And for me, my secret formula that has helped me, and several of my students are here who are here on this call, who have graduated or in the program now, is through 3 pillars. You can write these down. Pillar number 1 is vitality calibration. This is moving your body through yoga. This is getting on your mat and moving as a way to strengthen your body, to build your confidence and calm your mind. Number 2 is yoga that moves into mindful moments, meditation, journaling, and pranayama breathing exercises. This is the ability to get quiet, to go into the feminine energy, to go into the heart and contemplate and ask yourself and build a relationship with yourself through being rather than doing. We live in a masculine world of doing more, when what we really need is to practice being more with ourselves. And pillar number 3 is handheld community of support. This is us here right now having this conversation. Read the comments, see how others are showing up. This is how we do it. We do it together. So, those are the 3 pillars of the Live Your Yoga mentorship. This is how we cultivate a daily self love practice through showing up every single day and practicing together. So if you want to know more of what it's like to work into this group one-on-one or in the group coaching, I'll put a link for you to apply. I'll put the discovery call in there. But with that being said, there's other ways to love yourself. Some of the homework that we've done in the vitality calibration. Yeah. So we've done some things in the Live Your Yoga mentorship recently and asked some of these harder questions. But think about it like this. So the 3 pillars are vitality calibration, mindful moments, and handheld community of support. And then from here, ladies, what I want you to think about is some of the ladies went and they took themselves on a date. They went to the river. They got acupuncture. They read a book. They canceled plans. They stayed home. They went on a date. They called a friend. There's so many different ways that you can love yourself. But where's your sticky pad? Because the question that you can ask yourself every single day is, what do I need in this moment? What do you need in this moment? And I want to know. Put it into the comments. If you're here watching live, share with us. What is one way that you're going to take on a self-love practice tomorrow? What is one thing that you're going to start doing? One thing. One way that you can start to love yourself on a daily basis. Meditate in the morning. Moments of mindfulness and meditation to find quiet. Getting out in nature. Trying to get motivated to meditate daily. Wake up early, not rushed. I'm going to try not to criticize myself as much. Taking time for myself. Journaling. Meditating. Yes, yes, yes. Every time I see a mirror, I'm going to smile and high five myself. Meditate and yoga. Yes. I'm going to start getting up early, having time alone with God and myself before my husband gets up and before they're starting the rest of the day. Yes to this, Amanda. Perfect. Start in the morning. Move your body. Yes, Mariah. I love that. Not feeling guilty about taking time for myself. Start journaling and meditating. Such beautiful ways that you can show up and love yourself. Planting, landscape. Yes. Out of the 3 malas, Anandavamala, Maya Mala, and Karma Mala, which one do you resonate the most with? Get outside at least once a day. Schedule time for me alone. Exercise, read, plan. Yes. There's a couple things that we do in the Live Your Yoga mentorship, and that's schedule in time for you. Schedule it in. Because if you don't, it gets put off to later. What you put at the beginning of the day gets done. What you put off till later gets put off until later. You deserve the first moments of your day. You deserve them. Bare feet in the dirt. Good. Monica's resonating with Ananava Mala. Yeah. Can you type those out later, the malas? I'm sure I'm butchering the spelling. Yeah, so I posted the workbook. The follow along workbook has them all on there, but let me go pull it up for you. The workbook has been put in here for you. Start waking up early and doing meditation, journaling, practicing loving meditation. All right. Are you guys ready? Do you have your pen with you? A pen and paper? Write this down. Your homework. You have a few, but a little extra. I want you to write yourself a letter. I love you because. Write yourself a letter. I love you because. Tracy, I'm going to get you the workbook right now. Give me just a second. I'm going to go pull up the workbook again. I had just closed it out. So here's the workbook again. So questions to ask yourself every day. What do I need right now? Hang it in your bathroom above your toilet. Write yourself a letter. I love you because. Put it into the comments. So we are going to go now into a guided self-love meditation. It's an inner child meditation, a guided meditation into the inner child. And I'm going to dive in. So this is going to be deep, and then I'm going to close out. So for those of you that want to know more about the Live Your Yoga mentorship, what it's like to work together, I'm going to put in the link for the discovery call, and we can get on a quick 15-minute call to discover. And then if you're going to stay on for the meditation, before we go into meditation, can you just share in the comments your biggest takeaway, what you're going to take from this and implement into action tomorrow? What are you going to start doing right now? What was your biggest takeaway on this class? Mary, I just typed in the chat again, the workbook. Into action tomorrow. What are you going to start doing right now? So we're going to go into the inner child meditation now. But before, just share with me your biggest takeaway, encouragement, starting my day with self-love, not later, moving on my mat. Yes. Being more mindful on how critical I can be to myself. Yes, be kind, be kind. I'm going to try my best to meditate. Cool. So thank you everyone for being here. I hope that you have some actionable plans to do tomorrow. Here is my calendar link. If you enjoyed this self-love training, take it away, share it on your social media outlets, give it to a friend, pass on this information. Let's make self-love something that we all do, where it's no longer time to play small, to stay hidden, but that we as a community can give each one of ourselves permission to express ourselves and to be fully expressive in who we are without wearing any cloaks, without hiding behind any shadows, and fully allow yourself to be expressed. To know that self-care is not selfish, to know that you can do whatever you want to do, say no to whoever you need to say no to without being sorry, without feeling guilty. that you can do whatever you want to do for you, and to love who you are, to love where you are, and to know that you have so many gifts to share with the world. I want to go into a self-guided meditation. Yeah, for those of you that are looking for accountability, please inquire about the Live Your Yoga mentorship. We really have an amazing group of women, open enrollment starting now. There's 12 other women. You get an accountability partner in there, and we show up on 2 of these calls every single week, and we really dive deep into self-love, self-care, and practicing yoga, meditation, scheduling ourselves in, and creating a really solid foundation of support. Okay. No more computer, no more phones, no more pens. Let's get comfortable. Find your way into a seated position. Or if you prefer, you can lie down. Take some time to shut out and shut off the external world. As you begin to bring your awareness to the internal world, into action tomorrow. What are you going to start doing right now? What was your biggest to your heart? The center of your heart space. We just went through a lot of information. And now come into this space, this place where you're centered into yourself. As you settle into this space, bring your awareness to the very base of your spine and into the ground below you. And notice just how held you feel by the earth. By the earth that's holding you. And in this place, just realize how safe you are, how held and supported you are. In this Live Your Yoga community, it's safe to be you. It's safe to express your needs. It's safe to express yourself. You are so held and so safe. As you sit here in this place, begin to see now that you are lying and feel the daisies on the ground. And as you lie on the ground and feel the daisies, smell the flowers. Look at the blue sky. In this place. As you get up, you start to walk down a path. This path is surrounded by daisies and flowers and butterflies. It's like the garden of heaven, so lush and beautiful. You begin walking, dancing and skipping. And ahead you notice that there's a little girl sitting by a pond. You begin to get curious as you get closer to her. The closer you get, the more you realize that you're starting to recognize her. So you get even more curious as you get closer and closer until you arrive and you realize the little girl is you. How old is she? You begin to look at her and see her innocence. And here she is with something to tell you. What does she have to say? Hang with her, dance, brush her hair, hold her, thank her, love her. As you ask her, what do you need from me? Maybe something you couldn't give her then, you can give her now. Before you go, look at her again and let her know that you are here now, that you see her, that you love her. Let her know how thankful you are that she brought you here today. As you make a vow and a commitment to always give her what she needs when she shows up, give her a hug. Show her that you're here. Any last words before you say goodbye? As you begin to make your way back down the path, slowly leaving her where she was. You arrive back onto the garden bed of daisies, gazing to the blue sky. That brings you back into your body, into your room, to the earth that holds you, the ground that supports you. Coming back, coming back. Feel your breath. As you start to just move your hands out, turn the palms to face up or down. As you start to gently open your eyes, bringing yourself back. Slowly. You can grab your journal, or you can write in the chat. How old were you? What did your little girl have to say? If there's any questions, I'm here to answer any questions. Any thoughts or takeaways, I'm here to listen. Five years old, start living again. Yes, Monica, start. 6 years, how happy I came to her. 4, and it's not your fault. That it wasn't my fault. Yeah. Where have you been? Tired of not having friends. Your little girl is here. She's always with you. And she wants you to see her, to hold her, to hear her. 5, and that I need to believe in her and love her. Yes, Sally. 5, thanking me for showing up for myself and encouraging me to learn a new way of having fun. Yes, Jenny. 4, and I'm going to be okay. Yes, Tracy, you are. She's here to remind you that. 5 or 6, and that she said to love myself and live my life to the fullest. Yes, live for you. Live for you and no one else. My hope, my dream is that this gave you the courage to start putting yourself first, to make you a number one priority, to live unapologetically for you. Isabel, I'm here with you. I want you all to know it's so normal for this to bring up emotion, for this to bring you into spaces of the past. And one that really allows you to cultivate a space of love with yourself like never before. Because she's constantly showing up and asking you to see her, to witness her, and to hold her. So if you want to go more into the self-love journey, into the inner child journey, use the link that I just put in there below and we can have a conversation. Yeah, Kathy. For those of you that are really feeling the emotions right now, grab your journal and start to write about it. Write how old you were, write what was coming up, the emotions that you're having. And use my link to have a conversation to dive in a little bit deeper. Know that it's normal and it's okay to have emotion through this. Every time I do this type of meditation, I cry. I'm a different age, I'm a different place. And so to know that all of your emotions are valid and they're okay. And that the best thing that you can do for yourself right now in this moment is to take time to ask that question. What do I need in this moment? And I love you because. Thank you all so much. This was such an epic training because you are all here. I'm so stoked. I want to keep this conversation going, and we will have the self-love yoga practice following up tomorrow. So if you want to send me a private message with a request for time or put it into the chat here, I'll do my best to make it for you, for all of us to work out. I want to do it live rather than pre-recorded. But for all of you that are here live, there is going to be a winner. So someone that is going to get a mini scholarship into the Live Your Yoga mentorship, someone that's going to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. Everyone that's here right now is going to get the guided meditation, access to the self-love yoga class. And I just want you all to open your arms out wide right now and give yourself a big hug. Just right now, hug and hold yourself, because like there's no one else that can do that for you, that can replace it from you. And then do it again. Do it again when you wake up. I'm sending you all a really big hug right now. And if you don't already know, I have 2 retreats in Costa Rica, one in July and one at the end of December, where we can all hug each other lots. You want more details, again, just go ahead and connect with me online. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for our yoga practice.